A warm welcome. Good evening. This is Arnav Chaudhary. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Arunfoot. Today, we're going to talk about, of course, as always, the latest on what's happening in Indian football, but also a little bit about my personal derby today in the Olympic hockey semifinal, the field hockey semifinal, I have to correctly say, because North Americans will understand. If you say hockey, they'll understand ice hockey. So it's Germany versus India in about 19 minutes. So looking forward to that. So I'll be watching that. Meanwhile, I'm also watching the women's Olympic semi-final, USA Germany. It's still 0-0 after nearly 42 minutes. And we'll, of course, talk about Indian football, as I said as well. Hi, Kumar. Hi, Sanskar. Welcome back, guys, as always. And yeah, let's Blues also there. Welcome back, guys, as always. Thanks, as always, for your support. I really appreciate that one. That's a big support that you guys give me, and thanks a lot for that. So therefore, yeah, let's see what happens today, and let's talk about things. And Dheeraj got injured. Okay, I've not heard about it yet. So thanks, or rather not thanks. Sad to hear that Dheeraj is injured. Yeah, the injury to Dheeraj, I think, is not the thing that he at least needs now. And yeah, that will be interesting to see what Ben Mohan Bagan does with their number 2 slot in goalkeepers, if it's a more of a serious injury. Blue, if you know anything, what has happened, what kind of injury? Is it a muscular injury, or is it something with the bones or anything else? So that will be interesting to see. Hi, Abhishek. Whom are you supporting tonight? Oh, Abhishek, it's a difficult one. Huh? It's I can say on a serious note, I'll be at least playing the Olympic hockey final. The Dutch beat, or the Netherlands rather, beat Spain 4-0 comprehensively today. So that was quite impressive. So therefore, let's wait and see. I know a couple of guys from the German hockey team personally, so I have a little closer of a connect to the hockey team from Germany. So I don't know, it's a 50-50 thing. So yeah, it would be a little bit more difficult if it was something of football. I remember when Bayern played India, it was like, okay, I'm actually supporting both teams. So, but I got away. I remember Basti Schweinsteiger asked me about it, and I said, listen, my heart wants India to win and my head wants Bayern to win. So I got away out of that conversation. So that was that at the time. Hi, Kaushik. Welcome back. Ayush, yes, after a long time. Good to see you. Good to be back. I'll be watching a hockey match between Germany after a few minutes. I've played hockey. Second. In my school days, it was very difficult to learn. I don't learn hockey fully. Okay. That's yeah, Kumar, you're right. I've played hockey myself. Started off as a goalkeeper, but then I realized hockey ball is a little too dangerous, and then started playing as a striker in my school days. It was enjoyable, but it's one of those games, fast-paced, interesting. Yeah, good to watch. Sanskar asking, where's Ramali going, or CH or any other club? Sanskar, at the moment, it's not clear where it's going. And and that's the situation. I think we'll have to wait and see what the final decision is from the player. He has offers. He has the option to stay, and he has the option to leave. He has 3-4 where he can go, and then we'll wait and see where he does. Good evening as well, Shomik. Welcome back. Hockey and football are similar to watch. Sanskar, not to me. Hockey to me is much more fast-paced. With I think hockey has a lot of elements which I would try and copy with with the clock. They use technology very well in hockey. I feel the possibilities to help the referees. I know in India they're still unhappy with that red card in the last game, but again the stick was in the face. and that was sort of sorted by the hockey version of the VR. So for me, that is something which is just. Now the hockey will take toll and long-term effect on spine due to bending in hockey. Is that something that you know or that you think, Kumar? Because I know a lot of former hockey players who don't have back problems or spine problems, top level people. So therefore, for me, that is not something that I would say that automatically sort of happens if you are a regular hockey player. So I don't know if any one of you has any experience, but out of my own experience, I wouldn't say that hockey automatically has to affect your spine. So therefore, that's something that says. Any thoughts on 18 crore revenue? Arnav, 18. Please update me what you mean by 18 crore revenue. So that's to me, to me, 18 crore. Are we talking 18 crore or are we talking 18 crore salary cap? Arnav, please ask again. Nothing is not as beautiful as football. I could never bring myself to follow hockey. Arnav, I know there are a lot of people who say that, who are a one sports person who like to watch football, or again, other people watch other sports. But I do like to watch different sports, and to me, I always say that I like to watch. I used to watch a lot of tennis. I play tennis a little bit still. To me, I'd like to watch Formula One. There are times where I like to watch a little bit of handball, but again, I watch a lot of handball locally here in Germany, and other sports as well. So I always say I'm a multi-sports person. So from that perspective, again, it's up to you if you like to watch other sports as well or not. But to me, I said I like to watch multiple sports. Hockey to me is something which I always seem to watch at the Olympics and mostly at the World Championships. So that's something I've watched the German Hockey Bundesliga the last time. I don't know how many years back in Cologne, but that was an experience. I've experienced Ronaldo. Kumar, then I would say you didn't train properly, because as I said, I've had hockey pros and who don't have any spine problems. So then it's up to your training or the non-training of your back, of your spine. The hockey guys are, again, because they're amongst the fittest. They're fitter than, for example, the football players, a lot of them. Salary cap. Arnav, salary cap is a nice thing to have on paper. To me, is if I just add up the numbers for certain clubs, it just doesn't work. So therefore, to me, salary cap, as I said, is a nice thing to have, but does it really have an effect? I don't think so. If you ask me, it has no effect as such, because the clubs are overspending per se. So that's a reality that exists, persists, and therefore to me, that's a reality that there is, and therefore for me, it makes no sense to say that you have a salary cap in Indian football. I think it's very, very difficult, to maintain a salary cap, because of the realities that persist in Indian football and how you work around the salaries. Hockey India League will restart from December this year. Ayush says, I'm waiting a lot. Yeah, let's see. Again, they're hoping for a lot of investment into it. So let's wait and see what happens with that. Saska, why Hockey League is not popular as much as PKL, ISL, IPL? Sanskar, that's a good question. If you ask me, and again, I'm not an expert on this, I feel that hockey is another one of those sports which is very, very, very followed. It's popular in pockets. So to me, the question is, a lot of sports, Olympic sports as well. There was this thing the other day that Haryana is getting sort of more medals than the rest of India at the Olympics. So for me, again, and therefore for me, it's something which will. Where how can hockey be as popular as it's perceived to be? I think that is something. Was hockey ever as popular as some people like to make it, with Chakde and the Dhyan Chand story and this and that? Was it really as popular as people make it out to be? And that would be my question. And therefore, yeah, let's wait and see. Let's wait and see how that works out. But to me, it's something which is a reality, and we'll have to see how it factually actually works. And that's something which, we'll see if the Hockey India League is really going to be able to grow to the level. Salary cap works in the NBA. Rohit, it works across all American sports. So even in football, they say, right, that the salary cap would not work in Europe, but it works in the MLS in American. So therefore, for me, let's wait and see what happens. Kumar, another some Mohun Bagan fan account posted Mohun Bagan got 18 crore revenue through ticket sales. That was up on Twitter. 18 crore on ticket sales is a little high in my opinion. I don't think Mohun Bagan can generate 18 crore from ticket sales. Would be surprising to me if you ask me. Didhanshu, Mohun Bagan lost in second division cup. Your thoughts? Didhanshu, preseason. Coach trying out things, new team, give him some time. Sanskar, because there's no hockey league. Ayush, lol. Again, I think even a hockey league wouldn't make that much of a dent. We've had hockey leagues. We had the first ever sort of league was Premier Hockey League many, I think nearly 2 decades back. It's never had the success that has been there in the IPL. IPL, of course, is by far the most successful, but also if I look at kabaddi or football, again, hockey has not been able to get to that level, if you ask me. But again, that's my personal opinion. By the way, Mohun earned 18 crore from central revenue and ticket sales from ISL, excluding sponsorship and prize money, and they paid 15 crore franchise fee. I think that. So what about other ISL clubs? Central revenue, is it say 15 crores? I thought it was less last season. I thought it was much less last season. So therefore, let's see what it is. But again, the problem is that we don't have official numbers. People hit out numbers, and to me, that is, I think, that these finances, how did they add up? But again, I'm not sure. Revenue seems high, I would have said, actually, if they're getting 15 crore from the central pool. I don't think they get 15 crore. Also, Blues Magic play in the second half. B team, Peter won't give a chance to jump. Sanskar, that's what I'm saying. That's why these kind of games, these kind of matches are now in preseason. He's going to try out things. He's going to see how they behave, what the players can do. I think that is something which is very, very important. And therefore, let's again, at the moment, it's preseason. He's going to try out things, right? So therefore, for me, don't take the results too seriously. Let the team work. Let the team develop. Let the team get to a higher level, and we'll see when the ISL starts where a team like Mumbai City sits then. But Hockey League was started with ISL and PKL, but not remain consistent in profit. Sanskar, it was started again, as I said, the Hockey India one was started around ISL and the PKL, but originally the Premier Hockey League was started, if I'm not wrong, in 2005. I think it was started 2005. So therefore, hockey had a league before all the others, and 2 hockey leagues have failed already. So this is there you have to give the ISL and Pro Kabaddi the credit that they have survived for so long. Why does it work in America? Is it because they implement strictly, that is, if the Lakers are 1 million of Australia, they have to pay NBA 3 billion, they have to pay 3 times as much back to NBA kitty? Rohit, yes, the financial rules are much tougher. Then not only NBA, but it's be it in the NFL, American football per se is the biggest league in sports around the world. In that way, it's bigger than what people think regarding the Premier League. And on the other side, you have the NHL, which I guess in India, NHL, you think National Hockey League, you would think, well, it's field hockey, what is being played which is going to be played in a few minutes between Germany and India. But on the other side, this is more of ice hockey. The same applies for the NBA. The same applies also for Major League Baseball. And it's something which is there, not talked much about. But American sports are much more, I feel, much better government than sports in other parts of the world. So the governance is much stricter. Look at the profit and sustainability, sort of a profit and loss sheets of clubs in Europe. Look at Girondins Bordeaux. A situation of Girondins Bordeaux would have never happened in American sports ecosystem. They would have ensured, or Hyderabad FC would never be allowed to be in a situation they are in by an American sports system. So that's, I think, the difference between professional sports in North America and sports in other parts of the world. 15 crore, not car number, it's more than 50. No, it's not more, Tanskar. It's not more. It's not. The franchise fee has always been the same. So therefore, that's something that is there, and previous season as well. How much hockey is popular in Europe, especially in others, Belgium, compared to India? My first question is, Ayush, how popular is hockey in India? First question. No, that is my first question. Because, and Sanskar asked the right question. Yeah, it's very popular in Punjab. Yes, it's very popular in Punjab. Besides kabaddi, wrestling, boxing, those kind of sports. But even in Punjab, football is more popular than hockey. I've seen it. The owner of Round Glass, his father is a former very successful hockey coach. So therefore, it in the Netherlands, in Belgium, and in Germany, it's a niche sport. Hockey is a niche sport. It's not in Germany. The German guys, for example, most of these team members of the German team, which is playing at the moment, play hockey part-time or as amateurs. So they're proper Olympians in that way. For them, hockey is not their job. Hockey is pastime, part-time. It's the fun of it. So therefore, this is something which we need to understand, that India is facing teams for whom hockey is fun. The Indian players are, if I'm not wrong, most of them are under pro contracts. So we're seconds away from kickoff here in Paris, Germany versus India. Hockey semifinal number 2. The Netherlands beat Spain 4-0 in the first semifinal, and India had kickoff and India with the ball. All right, and therefore that's why I'm saying that hockey is a niche sport around the world. I think the FIH as a global body has done very, very well to promote hockey around the world. It has grown the base of hockey, but still it is, it's typical one of those Olympic sports where you have a certain level of success, but it can't really grow into a bigger thing, into a global game. Is franchise fee permanent? Blue, in my understanding, I thought it would end after year 10, but there's been no communication of any sort. So I couldn't tell you, to be very honest, if it is really a permanent thing or if it's off. I would say that it was supposed to end after year 10. I'm not sure what's going to happen in the new season. I've not seen any memos or any documentation on where they're taking this whole topic of documentation in regard to documentation, in regard to the financial parts of things. So even in hockey, our players get paid more than what they would get in Europe. Lol. Yeah, I think if you look at our players and the amount of money that you get, first looks like first penalty corner for India. Is there a foot? Yes, there was a foot in between for Germany, von Hinrichs. So from that perspective, and I said that 20 years ago, I remember pre-Athens Olympics to Dhanraj Pillai, we had the conversation about this. And I said the same thing. The Germans, for them, it's pastime. They fund their sport. Some of them pay for their own gear. So they pay for their hockey sticks, for their boots, for shin guards, this, that, everything. Penalty corner India, good save by the German keeper. They're still in the trying to get into the danger zone. Yeah. Another penalty corner for India. Hardik. Is there a contact? Let's see. Another foot. Again, Hinrichs. Oh, a good save by the keeper. Yeah. Hockey look like type of the cricket. Better version means in hockey also 20 teams. Only team or 20 teams, that is also 10 teams. Sanskar, I think hockey in that way is bigger. Second penalty corner for India. Let's get that. Another save blocked by the Germans. I think the base of hockey as a sport is bigger than that of cricket. I would think to me, I think I would have said around 30 countries would have been most probably my number, which sort of play hockey. And so the base is bigger. I mean, you would have not been speaking about a Spain or a Belgium 20 years back. So those countries have sort of evolved and developed. And it's grown. I think a big demise, of course, of Pakistan would be there. You would have said, Japanese, the Koreans, the Chinese have developed to a certain level. It doesn't have to be in the men's game. It can be also in the women's. And wow, a good save from Srijit. So that's a thing where hockey, again, as someone who does follow it here and there, would say. How much does it cost to build a European standard training and youth facility? My guess is 10 million pounds. I would think it's difficult to say because it depends on where you're building it. So for me, to me, if you build it, so Delhi, Mumbai, very difficult even to build, get that kind of land. In Kolkata, most probably you have to go to Newtown or to the suburbs to try and build it. 10 million to me sounds a lot. I would have said most probably anywhere between 2 to 5 to start off with, and then you can always build on that facility. So therefore, that would be something that I could that I could think about. And but 10 million looks let's see. Who are you supporting? Deepak, as I said, it's sort of a 50-50 thing for me. I'm not so involved in hockey, but I know a couple of the German guys who are playing tonight. So maybe, but it's still a 50-50 for me. I'm saying to myself, I'll be in the final of the hockey tournament, of the field hockey tournament, to be precise, at these Olympics. Hi, Abhijit. Do you follow basketball, American football, etc.? What's the major difference European approach to sports and American approach? I, I, I used to follow more basketball. I've never been a follower of American football, to be honest. Um, and I'd say uh, to me is the organization and structure of American sports. It's very centralized. And to me, it's something of a different approach to sports. It's been always more of an entertainment and a show factor in it. The financials are very clear. It's a franchise-based sport, so your team can be removed next year and might go somewhere totally different, and you might get another franchise. So that's something that direct connect with the city sort of doesn't exist, or the not even city or the suburb or a locality or whatever there is in football or in sports in Europe, let's say, doesn't exist. So therefore, for me, it's a little different for American sports than the approach that we have in Europe. Final thumbnail without Anwar. Yep. What is your prediction, Sanskar? This is going to be a close one. I think it's going to be a close one, and one of those two teams are going to win either on penalties or someone's going to nick it somehow in regulation time or in extra time. But it's going to be a close one. I just watched Maidan after winning gold. What happened? Why never continued on that success? In the 60s, the rest of Asia slowly started playing football. And that was sort of our downfall. We focused on Asian Games and the Olympics, while the rest of the world focused on the World Cup and on the Asian Cup. And that is, I think, that is the start. The Koreans were the first, then the Middle Easterns came in, the Japanese were sort of the latest to do that. And yeah, that's been the reality. So let's see. Another penalty corner for India. Again, I think a foot. Yeah. Again, Hinrich. I think it's his third foot. He's conceded all three. Yeah. Apuya had come into Kolkata today. Okay. So that's that. Apuya or Hugo, which one more sad for you as a fan who leave more and gold? Sanskar, to me, both leaving are sad things. And as I said earlier, players need to know what they want to do, where they want to go, and both of these players thought that it's better for them to go and leave Mumbai City and go and join Mohun Bagan Super Giant, and on that perspective, I would say, I would say a little bit more about Apuya than about Hugo, because I think Apuya standing now where he stands, I think because of that. Third penalty corner for India, again saved by the Germans. Well taken. Is that another foot? I think there is another foot. Let's see again. Yeah, looks like it. Fourth penalty corner for India. None scored so far. And a fifth one directly. Oh, yeah. That was on the shin. Good shin guard. Fifth one for India. 7 minutes played. And that's a goal for India. Fifth penalty corner. And Harmanpreet, the captain, with the goal for India. 1-0 India. Penalty corner number 5 makes the difference. A lot of pressure on the Germans, built. And Germany will not be happy. And Sanskar, to answer your question, yes, India can beat Germany. Touched a foot, and therefore the goalkeeper had no chance to stop the ball. Goes over his outstretched hand. And this will certainly change the complexion of the game. Can you explain how a top professional athlete mentality is different from an average person? Can we market stick? Use of those in our life. Abhijit, the difference, I guess, is another penalty corner. Okay, Germany conceding way too many penalty corners. The mentality is like you're focused on the moment, you're focused on the event, on what you are, and that is, I think, the difference that there is. And yeah, there seems to be a penalty appeal on the German side in the women's football competition. Let's see. And I think the mentality part is a very important one in sports in general, I think, right? So therefore, I would say, and therefore, no, actually, it's a corner given as offside. And that, I think, is the mentality is a very important thing. And where the focus is very important. I think Prakash Padukone spoke about it yesterday in regard to, the focus not being there to finish off matches, and that is something which you're ingrained from a young age, and that's something that you need to learn and be focused and do, and yeah, that makes a difference. Can we consider India's past glory in hockey compared to football? What about Germany hockey legacy? Germany is also multiple time hockey Olympic champions, multiple time world champions. Certainly not of the sort of the past glory that India has had, but I think if you would look at the last 50 years, I think Germany and the Netherlands, Australia most probably would be the three teams which had the most success in the sport. So, you would have earlier said India, Pakistan, England, Great Britain. Yeah, let's see. Is Spain bad in hockey? Almost get humiliated when in semifinal, one side semifinal. Sanskar, no, they were actually one of the best teams there in Belgium. But again, the Netherlands have upped their game. In the group stage, the Netherlands lost to Germany 2-0. So let's see how it goes. The thing is, we are poor in Olympics as well. We're going crazy with bronze medal, while China expect bare minimum of bronze for its players. Utsav, not only bronze, look at China and the USA have how many medals those two nations have in gold, silver, and bronze. They expect a medal in every sport that they participate, and we are not in the situation where we can on the point of success, and there are loopholes in the system, there are problems in the system, and hopefully that system is going to be changed. Do you think if we win gold in the Olympic, that can change program? Means apart from Punjab, other state will also focus on this game for this hockey player? I honestly don't think so. Has winning gold in badminton, has winning top medals in wrestling, in boxing, has it changed anything elsewhere? I don't think so. If you ask me. So for me, no, it doesn't change anything. Hockey has its pockets where hockey has been very, very successful. That will be always there. Odisha, I think, is one of the driving forces. I think the former chief minister is a very, very reason, and therefore, let's see. Hockey is in 4 quarters and 17.5 minutes, and that is a little different than football. Vinesh Phogat in the final, what's your view on that? Sanskar, after all that has happened with women wrestlers, it is huge respect to her as an individual. I think other athletes would have stopped playing and representing India, and that is something where this is mentality. Avijit was asking about mentality. This is mentality with all the problems that she's actually trying to do. Your thoughts on transgender competing women's competitions? Okay. The first question is, this is a very difficult question. about transgender. So to me, if you ask me, the boxing story, for example, I feel is totally misrepresented because she has represented her country in boxing in the past, and that's not the first time. Again, there is a problem between the Olympic Association and the National Boxing Federation. I think that's an interesting one. Boxing could be thrown out of the Olympics in the future. You know, you know, so therefore, that is one, and we need to, again, this is a social, this is a societal discussion which needs to be had, and then there need to be defined parameters by which one says, listen, she is a female and he is a male, and that is, you have to look at it on a case-to-case basis. You cannot generalize, and therefore, let's see. India dominating Germany. Let's get that goal. Manolo, yeah, looks good at the moment, India, but now, as expected, I guess, that Germany slowly will take over. And again, when whoever is behind, hockey is a very fast-paced game. A lot of things can happen, and therefore, let's wait and see what happens in the game. Greg Stewart and Greg Singh injured in today's training. Manolo, Dheeraj, we've discussed. Greg, but let's wait and see how long they're injured. Again, we're still in preseason. The ISL doesn't start in the next 5-6 weeks, so therefore, let's see. Avijit, I heard somewhere in Germany you show respect to your opponent by not showing any. Is it true? Because it's very fascinating. You can tell me where them attack us from, and 7-1 victory. It wasn't. I don't know why. Huh? Where does this? Again, I don't know where. But to me, in Germany, you pay respect to your opponent. I think the way Germany handled itself in that 7-1 victory against Brazil, I think shows you how respectful Germany was. And it's not. I would question if another country would be showing that kind of respect. That the way that the Germans. Let's say Brazil beat Germany 7-1. I am sure the Brazilians would have been all over the face. You saw the behavior of the Argentinians. I think that especially the South Americans have a behavioral problem, and which showed, so let's see what happens. And but I think in Germany we do show respect in sports, and therefore, yeah, that's I don't know where you picked it up, but that to me that is a wrong piece of information. Do you think hockey is better run football compared to football, or two different sports? It's different sports, Murray. Hockey has had 2 federations. They've been disbanded by the international body as well. I think that a lot of this work, the success is built on the success of hockey in Odisha. Odisha providing facilities. Sorry. To me, the success of hockey is built on the state of Odisha. I think that is where it comes from. And only hockey as a sport has been banned by the international body. And to me, you had 2 hockey. Sorry, guys, there seems to be some bit of a problem here. Yeah. So for me, to me is something which is there. So therefore, difficult to compare. Great catch one from Goswell is done with MCFC. Sanskar. That again, this is nothing to do with that. Injuries happen in sports, and yeah, let's see. Neeraj Chansamy goes in final with season's best throw. Yeah, and then you'll have to prove it again. Shubindar scored in the preseason. Nice to see Indian players scoring. Hope he does so he do good in the ISL was victim. Let him play. You know, as I said, I think to me, these youngsters need to getting game time, getting experience, and then we'll see in the ISL who is going to get in, who not. Your thoughts on MCC losing against Thai League 2 team? Manolo, I said that a little earlier. To me, this is preseason. This is about exposure. This is about experience. And that's what these boys need to get. And from my understanding, that's one thing that we're lacking at the moment is experience. So therefore, for these boys, the most important thing is, therefore, these results don't count. The results count when the ISL starts, when we play whatever Super Cup or Federation Cup it's going to be. But to me, this is exposure, so not taking it too seriously. Which team you're supporting? Oh no, I'm actually supporting both. Because I jokingly told a friend, I'm going to be playing the hockey final at the Olympics. So if Germany win, Germany, or if India win, India. So yeah, I'm a little closer to the German team. I know two of the guys in the German team, so a little closer to them. But I'm happy with both of them. One of the two teams reaching the final, and yeah, both of them deserve it. Great tournament so far. So let's wait and see what happens. What about other countries? I think India dominate them easier. I think Molly, India is at the moment having a very good phase in Asian hockey, but again, hockey is a sport where it's very difficult to dominate, and to me, yeah, I mean, in Europe you see the level, of course, is higher, and it's interesting and very tough sometimes. Let's see. Do you think more and more countries are backing off from hosting because it's not financially viable? Do you think mega sports like football, basketball, tennis should be part of it? I'll answer your second question first. Basketball and tennis are part of the Olympics, and the best players are part of the Olympics. On the other side, football is the only sport with an under 23 competition, because the Olympics clash with sort of the start of the season across the world. So therefore, that's the problem. And to me, that is something which makes it very interesting. But Olympics were never financially viable. I think that Olympics for decades now has been about either developing or redeveloping cities. I think I take always the example of Barcelona as a city. Samaranch, as the then IOC president, brought the Olympics to Barcelona, and Barcelona has been changed due to Olympics. The modern day Barcelona, if you go to that city, beautiful city with the old town with the classic Las Ramblas and the new parts which were built due to Olympics. Look at Atlanta has been rejuvenated by the Olympics. A lot of sports infrastructure in Paris has been rebuilt for these Olympics. Los Angeles is going to host them next, Brisbane after that. So this is it. The question is, yes, but I think there are still enough countries. If you look at 2036, we've heard that India wants to host the Olympics. We have, Qatar wants to host it. You have Mexico wants to host it. Turkey wants to host it. Germany wants to host it. So I think there are enough countries who can host the next 5, 6, 7 Olympics. What happened in Anwar deal? Sanskar, nothing. We're waiting. East Bengal and Delhi FC have to put in their answers on what happens, and on their side of things, and then we'll see. On Saturday, I think, is the next hearing. Funny how India is better in hockey here. Hockey and football is technically similar. No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, you're playing with a stick, right? So this is a different sport, I would say. And hockey is, much more complex. So therefore, for me, different sport, different kind. Hockey is different. And again, I said there are much less countries which play in it. So therefore, yeah, that's something which is there as a reality. All right, first penalty corner for Germany. So that's the situation as it stands at the moment. Sorry, one guys. So first penalty corner for Germany. And 1-1. First penalty corner for Germany. And the Argentinian with the equalizer. And this is also an interesting one. An Argentinian origin player who won the who won the Olympic gold with Argentina in hockey in 2016 in Rio, is playing for Germany at these Olympics and actually scored. So therefore, so that's the reality, and he just puts it in. So therefore, you see how rules in different sports are different, and then how these sort of work, right? So 1 second, I have to just change this and put this in. So it's 1-1. Payat with the equalizer for Germany. So it's 1-1 Germany, India in the hockey final. Okay. Do you think in the audition, I feel like there one sponsor to think would be. It's not about sponsorship only. I think it's about infrastructure, coaching. You know, that is something which is very, very important. And that is something which I say is something, and that's something which is there, right? So therefore, that is an elbow check. Not having anything of it. Okay. Looking fresh after shave. Notes to myself. Thank you for self. Uncle in the Germany match. Yes, I am 1-1. Yeah, I feel hockey is more difficult. It is more difficult. It is about technical ability, a lot of technical abilities. I think what has improved Indian hockey over the last few years is the inputs of the foreign coaches, and which has improved hockey massively. I think that's why India is able to challenge the world. I mean, India beat Germany to win the bronze medal at the last Olympics, and this is something which is level which India to get into the quarterfinals was a huge success before that. So therefore, the inputs of foreign coaches, the infrastructure built, especially by the Odisha government, those are the factors which have done it. Better coaching, the players are much more professional these days. Look at how fit our hockey players are. I mean, they are world class. That is the reality. And just we were talking about our football players who are not as fit, who are not as good. So that's a reality that there is. Where to watch live and free? Dhruvajyoti, I wouldn't know. If anyone in the chat knows, if you could help Dhruvajyoti, please put it forward. Oh, good chance there for India. All right. It's good in the cricket and kabaddi, but less Olympic players and football players. Okay, Maharashtra. Do you like developing countries has problems in hosting events like Olympics, major events? No, I think it's been hosted by different countries around the world. But it is. I mean, Brazil hosted it. Let's put it this way, and we had. But of course, after that, yes, we have the developed world. We've just had Tokyo, now Paris, Los Angeles, Brisbane, so to say, 4 in a row in the so-called developed free world. Let's see what happens after that. So as an answer, Dhruvajyoti, Ishan says geocinema. Off topic, I want to know, does corruption exist in Germany? Now become like that. Abhijit, corruption exists everywhere, but I guess the corruption in this part of the world is much, much less than a country like India. Why South American countries are bad in the Olympics? Because I guess they're not that bad, are they? I think the South American countries are not that much of multi-sports countries as the Europeans are. So that's something that we have. So therefore, that's what I would say. But The Brazilians, the Argentines are still good in the one other sport. But yeah, interesting is in the second quarter now, which is being played, Germany seems to be much better, much more in the game, and they've sort of taken a little bit of charge. India was better in the first quarter, and looks like deservingly at the moment the game stands at 1-1. Which one was surprised to in the Olympic means you do not expect from you anything, still you got better than expected in the Olympics. I don't know if you watch it, there's a new version of basketball 3 versus 3, and Germany yesterday won it against Spain in the final, and Germany winning a 3 versus 3, no USA, so to say. That's something which is there, and that would be something. Sir, dilemma for you tonight, who are you supporting? Ishan, to me, as I've said now multiple times, for me, I support both. So I would be happy. Actually, yeah, if both could win the gold, that would be the ideal thing. That's not going to happen. I know a couple of guys in the German team. So therefore, for me, but again, it's a 50-50. I'd be happy with both. And at the moment, I've seen in the second quarter, 8 minutes to play in the second, 8:01 to play in the second quarter. So for me, deserving 1-1, I would say. Murli, again, it's a 50. As I said, it's a 50-50 game for me. Both the teams are playing well. Again, as I said, Germany started off better. India started off better. Now Germany seems to be a better team, but now again, free kick situation for India. So it's a 50-50 game. It's not a one-sided Netherlands versus Spain game. Do you think in olden days it would be Soviet, USA top medal tally right now? China, USA, Japan giving heavy competitive thousands. USA can go to multi-sports. Yeah, but again, the Soviets Union doesn't exist. Russia is there on one side, but Russia also has its own. I think there are doping problems as well. To me, that is something. Ooh, great chance for India there. Missed it. So therefore, for me, it's USA, China, Japan. I wouldn't say that much. Talking about Indian Olympic, who surprised you? Sanskar, Manu Bhaskar most probably winning 2 medals. Hopefully, we'll have a day in the future where India vs Germany will take place in football. Ishan, who knows, right? I mean, the only sort of the highest level of India-Germany was Bayern versus India in Delhi in January 2012. I had organized it. It was great fun at the time, but yeah, you're right. That's something that would be at one down at the moment. I guess it would be a little one-sided, but on the other side, I think, let's wait and see where this all goes. But to me, clearly, we as Indian football have to rise a lot. And meanwhile, in the women's football competition semifinals, Germany, USA is still goalless after 78 minutes. So that's also happening. So Germany in 2 semifinals at the moment. So did you watch Vinesh Phogat's match? No, I can't. Ishan, again, I'm in Germany, so I'm stuck with the German feeds, and they of course only show German athletes. So sadly, no. Kevin Plow was in hockey, or one among them, Molly. I think if not in hockey, the good thing has always been that that there is you've had phases of domination, but I would say it's very mixed. As I said, the Australians normally are in the mix, the Dutch, the Germans. India has come back into that mix. Belgium, Spain seems to be rising stars. Argentina, 2016 Olympic champions. Who would think that Argentina could win? So therefore, that's something. Asian countries dominating Olympics. European countries are dominating most in this Olympic. If I look at Asian, then I would take China and Japan out. And Europe is much more united in that sense that a lot of European countries, I mean, let me just check 1 second. 1 second at the moment. Medals tally. Let me look at the current medals tally. So the current medals tally says China leading 22 goals, but 55 medals. The USA second, 21 goals, but 79 medals. So from a medal count, the USA clearly ahead. And then you have Australia as third, 14 goals. France, 13 goals. Great Britain, 12. South Korea also comes into that mix with 11. Japan has 7. Italy is 8th with 9. Germany 9th with 8. And the Netherlands are 10th with 7 gold medals. So that's the current ranking. And if I have to go down, where is India with its three bronze? India stands at the moment at 60th. So therefore, again, this match today in hockey is going to be important. Let's see. The amount of problem existing in football, why do you still work for new football? I mean, where do you get your strength from? Where do you think in football in future? Abhijit, it is sort of to me, it's a passion thing. Football has been, football is, football will be, especially Indian football is something of passion. And to me, it's something which I support. And therefore, for me, I think I will always support that and see another penalty corner now for Germany, putting pressure on India now. I've tried to help as much as I can. Maybe, as I always say myself, most probably I should most probably do more. But sometimes I can't do more. Sometimes I'm not allowed to do more, and therefore I try and do it. And I never lose hope. I know, again, at the moment things look very, very bad. So this is an interesting stat. Germany tournament conversion of penalty corners 5 out of 13. India only 6 from 42. So India has the most penalty corners, but the conversions has been very, very poor. Oh. Germany asking for a penalty corner. Not getting it. VR. Okay. Video review. If there was a contact. Okay. German penalty corner. Let's see. So for me, football is a passion. It's a leg contact, isn't it? Or was it the stick? Did he get the stick in the way? Penalty or penalty corner? For Germany, let me see what the referee's decision is. Yeah, it's a penalty for Germany. 3 minutes 24 seconds still on the clock in the second quarter. 1-1. So it's now up to Srijit to try and save it. And it's 2-1 Germany. And that's the charm of this game, right? India looked much, much better in the first quarter. But I said Germany looked stronger in the second one. And Germany is more clinical with its chances. And that's the reason why Germany now are leading as India. Srijit in goal. Ooh, good penalty. Very, very good penalty. Goalkeeper with no chance. And Germany turned the match. 2-1 Germany. In that second quarter, we saw the Indian fans celebrating that 1-0 and the Germans likewise celebrating the 2-1 in the stands. Yeah, match on. Things have changed. Second one updated it. Right. Oops. Yeah, sorry. Let's get back to your questions. Sorry, Abhijit, I was trying to answer your question in regard to things, and I never lose hope. That is one thing. I've tried to help even in the worst kind of scenarios, I've tried to help Indian football. I will try and always do that. If even, even if people don't want me, I've done that. I've come down, I've tried to do it. I spend my own money, right? I mean, these are all people who earn money out of Indian football. I spend money on Indian football. So that's the reality. But I will do that. That's me. And if I can change, if I can help, that's why I also say this is a platform here on YouTube where I try and maybe sometimes preach, sometimes inform, let people know what the realities, in my opinion, are in football. So therefore, for me, very, very clear that we need to do more to try and grow the game. And that's something which I feel is very, very important. And therefore, I also say, please like this video, share this video, subscribe to arunfoot. And then let's grow it. 14 likes so far. So yeah, guys, please, those who are watching, like it. Let's grow this community. Ishan, sir, Reliance is a sponsor for India in this Olympics. What does this actually mean? Do they pay for accommodation travel, or do they pay for players training as well? Ishan, the sponsoring means, as you say, you see JSW Sports is kitting, for example, the hockey team. They've done it with generally, I think, with the Indian sports. So they are sort of like the Adidas, Nike, or Puma of India. Reliance, JSW Reliance is the sponsor of India House at the tournament, at the Olympics, or not at the Olympics. But Reliance has also supported certain athletes. So some of the athletes, again, who are supported by JSW Sports, who are supported by Reliance Foundation, and some are supported by, for example, the Mittal Trust. There are others as well. But that has been mainly sort of the situation. So for me, that is what they're doing. But the travel, accommodation, everything is organized by the Indian Olympic Association, not by the sponsors. A lot of people mentioned genetic sports. How far is true or false? Only to me, I think anybody can be successful in sports. Yes, genetics is an advantage, can be a disadvantage as well. Müller. Couldn't get the ball under control. Interesting. Müller, of course, number 25, but it's not Thomas Müller. Yeah. Do you think Middle Eastern don't have presence in the Olympics? Yeah, they're not that good. I think Middle Eastern countries are trying to grow in Olympic sports, but I think it'll take a few years, decades maybe. That's the reality. So if we can match physically with other countries, okay, then we can do the same football too, right? Hockey is different, I think. Football is something where you have to grow a culture, and football is much more complex than hockey or any other sport, because football has 200 plus countries in them. So can we match them physically? Some people might say yes. I just look at the Premier League's Next Gen Cup over the last few days. So halftime, Germany leading 2-1 against India. So just to update, and in the Olympic football, it's still goalless between the USA and Germany. 87 minutes played. Yeah, so India taking a 7-minute lead, and Rühr with the 2 goals for Germany. So therefore, for me, football, Ishan, it's the toughest in that way in any sport. India beating China is a surprise, both on par level. No, I think India is amongst the top nations hockey, so beating Argentina is not a surprise to me. Average salary of hockey players is decent in India. Only the Indian hockey players will tell you it's not, but in my humble opinion, it is. And to me, I think the salaries, again, they're nowhere near what you get in football, but I think still it's very, very high. I love watching Indian national team. They're so good, so emotionally volatile, great, but they create situation out of nothing, like some Israel, like some invisible football sixth sense. I'm right. Yeah, they are interesting, and they're good to watch. And Team Melli, as is the nickname, they are again one of the most interesting Asian teams to watch. Bastion, I know it may not be possible, but still, if you could make videos in Hindi, a lot of people would hear it. It's not just 15 people who make videos in Bangla. Bastion, my Hindi is not good enough. my Hindi is, if people think that the Hindi of, let's say, some of the politicians from Bengal is bad, my Hindi is even worse than that. So it's not good enough for Hindi, and I don't want to get into this Bengali video business. For me, English is for me my safest language. So therefore, I understand where you're coming from, but for me, for me, it's safer to be doing it in English. Yes, Olympic hockey halftime, Germany India 2-1. That's the score. Interesting, 3 penalty corners. So there's no goals out of open play. Christopher Ruhr with the second one for Germany. And if we look at the stats, none of the field goals. Yes, penalty corners, one penalty corner, 1 penalty stroke for Germany, 1 penalty corner for India. Circle penetrations 12-8 for India, and possession also 54-46 for India. So it shows you that it's the tide is turned, so to say, in that second quarter. I hope for a fight back soon. Yes, Pujan, welcome back. Good to see you. Would like to have your thoughts. Did you go to watch East Bengal in the next Gen Cup? Would be interesting if you did, maybe to share a little bit. Have you ever thought if I supported another country, I would have gone better compared to India because of takes time? No, only, again, in Germany, I do my stuff. I don't talk about it, but I also do my stuff. But, so therefore, but India was always something, again, there's been a connection in 1998 when I started IndianFootball.com, India's first ever football website. That's the start for my sort of personal full relationship, and that has never ended. I mean, there have been multiple times where I said, you know what, I'm not going to bother about Indian football and this and that, everything. I've tried my things. As I say, people have told me things. I've been called an outsider. You don't know anything. I've been abused, blah, blah, blah. But I know what I know, and I think I've shown that what I know, and I know. And the question is, I don't care what other people think. Yeah, some people also call me arrogant. And it might be because I come from the side of knowledge, understanding. It's to me, it's not to be showing off as if you've done. I don't read up things to be in the knowledge. It's personal experience, which I say. Certain things you have to read up, but for me, it's about knowledge, and therefore that's the difference between, I guess, me and other people on this front. Given that the creative Thomas, I think, is the one in the German team. It's not Thomas Müller, but it's Müller, number 25, like the Thomas Müller at Bayern Munich. Yes, Ishan, he's a very creative player. Also, if India can match Germany, Belgium hockey, why can't in football? Why is physicality of hockey players so much better than Indian football players? Orijit, I think it's not just the physicality. I just try to explain it that to me, I think the biggest difference is in between football and hockey is played by about 30 countries around the world. India has been one of the best hockey countries over the decades. Never forget that. And they've been world beaters. India till today is the record Olympic champion in hockey, right? So therefore, India has a standing in the hockey world. We don't have that, whatever people try to sell you with the Maidan movie and all that stuff, even in Asia, we don't have a standing today. Let's be honest about it. Nobody cares how many Asian Games medals we won, or we finished 4th in some Olympics in the 50s. So therefore, there are 211 federations in football. That is the big difference between hockey and football. That, as I said, there are 30 nations. India can be amongst the top 5-6 nations in that sport. India is in this Olympics at least amongst the top 4. India has reached a semi-final again. 2 semi-finals in a row. Last time around, they beat Germany to win the bronze medal, and we're nowhere near that in football. To get into a World Cup for us is to have to be a top 10, top 7, top 6 side in Asia, and we are so far away in football than anything else. So that's a problem that there is. How much popular is hockey in Germany? Do you have hockey in football, German schools? It's a game. Belson, hockey is a niche, very, very niche sport. It's a very, very niche sport. But for a niche sport, it's one of the most successful niche sports that Germany has. Most of the other team sports are much, much bigger. Handball is, yeah, it's most probably the second biggest. Germany are the world champions in basketball. That's a big, big sport. Germany has had decent results in volleyball, but hockey actually has been more successful than most of these other sports. But it's a very, very niche sport. And in school, I never had hockey in school, to be very honest. Did you read Prakash Padukone's comments on Lakshya Sen's performance? Yes, if yes, what are your thoughts on the same? Ishani, spot on. Prakash Padukone can have that opinion. He's a champion player himself. The mentality, the will, that is something very, very important. Just a quick update. USA Germany in the women's football semifinal at the Olympics 0-0 after 90 minutes. So therefore, let's wait and see what happens. Yeah, that is goalless. And in the hockey, it's 2-1 Germany at the moment. What about nutrition? Because we had discussed grassroots normal team, probably what about nutrition? Nutrition is another part of it, right? But again, even I'm not sure that all the Indian hockey players had good nutrition at a younger age. So you can catch up in certain way. So that's the something. German sing play for Germany, yeah. So if possible, please share interesting gigs that you are doing professionally in Germany, and that's where improve our knowledge and understanding. Ishan, a lot of things that I do are consulting jobs, and therefore there are things which are behind the scene, and I'd like to keep it. It's like when I was working on the roadmap on Indian football for FIFA and for the AFC, nobody knew that I was working on it. I was traveling around India, getting information, getting insights. So therefore, I hope you understand that your projects are work on Germany or in other parts of the world. Let's see. According to me, Thomas Muller is the most intelligent football player. His space interpreter role is so interesting. Is it true or just something to tell people? Is this now full-fledged role? Abhijit, in German they call it Raumdeuter. Thomas Müller, Raumdeuter. I mean, I used to know Thomas Müller at Bayern when he was a youth player, and I think he's come a long, long way. I totally agree with you. I feel he is one of the most intelligent, maybe the most intelligent, because he's very, very smart. He might look a little clumsy, but he's also technically very good, in my opinion. So that is something where I think Thomas Müller gets often, he's very underrated on that front. So from that perspective, I think Thomas Müller is a very, very impressive player, in my opinion, and has done very, very well for himself, over the years. And we have kickoff into the second half, 15 minutes to play in the third quarter, and Germany leading India 2-1. So India have a little less than 30 minutes to try and get back into this game. After seeing Mohito's Roy persistence, I think Eastman Gopal should be blamed. He should have given chance to answer him more, started late in pro, then left college. Great dedication and great goal. Sambit Sharma, I didn't see the goal. So again, playing CFL, scoring CFL, playing ISL are two different things, in my opinion. Do you think the surface in which hockey played has reduced Indian potential past to reaching podium? Opponent quarter too good right now, we're catching. The change from natural grass to artificial turf surely changed a lot of things. But there is another thing that which should not be forgotten, which in my opinion is that hockey regulated itself and saying, listen, we're going to do 4 quarters, technology has come in, this, that, everything. So a lot of things have changed over the years. So this is, I think, So what hurts is the fact that you mentioned regarding German hockey players paying to get a chance to practice. It's not a chance to, I mean, these guys are paying, I mean, they are working, some of them are working full time, some of them are students, and that's the reason why they are they're funding their own sports. The Indian players are paid to play this sport. The Germans are not paid to play. That's the reality. Penalty corner for India. Great save by the German keeper. Another opportunity. Ooh, Danneberg. Great save by the German keeper. Keeps Germany ahead. Pujan, I watched Luton Town match. Unfortunately, Lions didn't make arrangement for the fans to watch the matches at Aston Villa training ground, Bodymore. Hence, it was not allowed till the final. Okay, that's sad. You know, good chance there for India, but good save by the keeper. India beating Australia, massive achievement of long years. Yes, the Aussies, and this is a cycle in sports, right? I think the Aussies at the moment in hockey aren't as good as they have been. So therefore, let's see what happens. But to me, that's a very good sign for Indian hockey that you're able to beat the Aussies. A new ad coming in TV9, Indian bosses number saying they will do it for the worst in football and will send Germany for training. A tie with the Bundesliga is true or just a gimmick? Barrison, it is true, but it is something which I feel is more grassroots for me. Again, this is, if you haven't, guys, I've created a video today on continuing my series on the future of Indian football. And there I've done a video on grassroots where I explain what is grassroots football in the sense it's not just 6 to 12 years, but everyone, if you guys, we play football, that's also part of grassroots. So from that understanding, and this is something, let them try. I wish TV9 all the best with their approach and idea, but I honestly doubt that something concrete will come out of it. Respectfully, agreeing with Prakash Paul, it seems like players expect and welcome bouquets, but are ready to face brickbats. Clearly, Lakshya lost because of his underconfidence. Yeah, Ishan, I try and say what is right, and there are a lot of people who have criticized Prakash Parukon for what he said, and he said the truth, India in attack. Let's see, trying to get into the ball in the penalty box. Germany clear, and another penalty corner for India. Now that you worked as street member in the Punjab FC, or now that you've already worked in the Nepal, can you explain your role, whether it was grassroots or main team? Kumar, my work at the time, main team didn't exist. So we were building the club from scratch, and I was involved in creating the overall framework and structure of the team. So that's what I've worked with at the time. You can see the match, Mount Sporting Bangalore don't come back. No, Sambit, I am unable to see. Unable to see the Durand Cup matches at the moment. Why Thomas Muller looks clumsy? Why some people like Muller look good? So to make an effort to look good. I don't think so. It's the style, it's the way. I think Thomas Muller in that way. Penalty corner saved, free kick Germany, and now chance for a counter attack. I think Thomas Muller is one of those footballers who I think is a little underrated for the quality that he has. The Germany Federation, again, you have mentioned they have two federations. No, Germany, the Hockey Federation hasn't had. I think the German Hockey Federation is it's an amateur sports body, right, at the end of the day, but they run the sport very, very well. Hockey is popular in India, only 15 days of Olympic, that's it. That's the thing. Barison, I think hockey is, a very popular sports around the world. Even in Germany at the moment, a lot of people are watching. It's live on the biggest broadcaster, on main television. It's not even on the sports broadcasting channel, right? This match is being shown. So they're showing in parallel the German women's football team playing the USA in the semifinal, and they're showing this hockey semifinal in parallel. So they're showing two matches. So therefore, that is something where I say, that's something which is there. Will SAF dissolve after this? India should immediately leave SAF and join CAF and ASEAN. Why Origin can or should SAF dissolve? I don't understand. And India is not, it's not India's prerogative to say, hey, I want to join ASEAN or CAFA. It's the AFC which has divided Asia into regions, blocks, and India is part of SAF. So rumors are doing the rounds that Hyderabad are preparing for ISL. Ishan, yes, I've heard it as well, but I've also heard that Hyderabad at the moment doesn't have a team to play. So therefore, they've got a week, little over a week to sort out. But I would be happy to see them play if they've sorted out their things. But I don't think that it's going to be something which works. So at the moment, I would say rather Hyderabad not playing ISL is the reality. Do you sports environment problems compared to Europe countries like Germany? We don't have those problems. So are you hearing that hockey is growing in Europe? Is it true? Hockey is an Olympic sport. It's one of those sports which you like to watch. Um, oh, USA take the lead against Germany in the women's semifinal. And India equalized 2-2. Thirty-sixth minute, another penalty corner. 2-2, Germany, India in the hockey Olympics. Yeah, and Germany conceded 2 goals in 2 sports, different sports, nearly in the same minute. So hockey is for me a typical Olympic sport. Yes, it has grown in the sense of that more countries are playing hockey, are successful in hockey than it was before. But is it really growing? I wouldn't be able to tell you, to be very honest. I don't think so. Huge role. I think India still lacks compared to Japan or Europe. Yeah. Germany are back in business. Was watching Sunjit in a laptop. You should watch with Lapantop. Okay, I haven't seen that, but if you can share me the link, I'll surely watch it. Can you tell me the difference between the Indian and German approach to sports in general, pre and post match rituals? I think that pre and post match rituals, I won't be able to tell you in such a generic way, Abhishek. I think it's Abhijit. Sorry, I think in every sports it's a different thing, right? Every sports is different. What I can only say is that in Germany there is a clear cut funding, government funding, funding via state in a way, and from that perspective, I would say that the support from the government, of course, has come down than it was in the past. I mean, that's something where they say the sporting federation themselves have to sort themselves out. And on the other side, I think that is something which is there, but there is a will desire to work on Olympic sports, and that makes it so interesting. And therefore, that's the difference where in India tries to build on those who have also been created. I think India doesn't really help in the creation of athletes. A lot of these athletes' success stories come out, out of their own will, desire, in a lot of sports. 2-2 India, Germany. Yes, Ogni. Yes, Pujon. Germany versus USA. How do you rate them in women's team compared to men's team? Or there's no comparison. You can't compare men's and women's football. The USA are one of the best, if not the best. I mean, they're leading against Germany. 98 minutes played, 1-0 extra time, and Germany is always up there. Why are Pakistan and Bangladesh no match in hockey with likes of Germany, Holland, even Japan, India so far? Pakistan were top team hockey along with Indian 80s. I think Pakistan used to be better than India even in the used to be better than India in the 90s and the 2000s. Again, Pakistan, I think what has happened with their sports, with politics and other things, that's something. Out of topic question, India's digital infrastructure and money system compared to Europe. You cannot generalize it in Europe because Germany is a very, they want to have cash in their hands. That's Germany. So Germany is not a very digital, but it's changed due to COVID a lot. But I know that Scandinavia, for example, has been very digital in the sense of, but it was more credit cards. And they've been like that for the last 20 years. So therefore, the comparison is very difficult. But I would say digital payments, India is ahead of Europe. When I was they have conducted either 3 for every junior and sub-junior tournaments recently. Shreyam, I wouldn't know. I'll be honest with you. I would not know if they do it. They've been doing it for the club tournaments, but I don't know if they're doing it for the state tournaments. Because again, we had this whole Odisha fiasco recently, right? So I'm not sure if that was done. Modi ji call booked for Vinesh. Let's see if she will accept or not. That would be an interesting one. Can India reach Olympic football? Why was cricket not included in Paris Olympics? France has a decent decision. Team like Canada, India could have won silver or gold. Orijit, Olympic football, we would have to be amongst the top nations in the AFC Under-23 Asian Cup, and we've never qualified since that competition has been created. So that's one. Cricket, to me, is not an Olympic sport. Sorry. It's going to be, yes, in the US, I know. But what happened? Why did it go dark? Oops, sorry. I have to just do a plug in. Just 1 second. I just have to re-plug in something and then I'll get back to you. Sorry. Yeah. Oh, there's a loose. Okay, I seem to have a little bit of a power issue over here on my laptop. Just 1 second. Just give me a minute, guys. Sorry, guys. Back again. Sorry, I just had a power issue over here with one of my devices. Just have to check that. Yeah, it's charging. Okay. So therefore, that's why cricket is not there. And to me, if that's the reason why a sport should be there, that India is going to win a gold or a silver, that's not a reason. Kabaddi, Kho-Kho, cricket. Again, are these really Olympic sports for you? Then then I don't know. Do you want wushu and I don't know this other sports that you have in the Asian Games and the Olympics? Cricket is coming in 2028, but I don't. Again, baseball was for a short time an Olympic sport. I don't know. What is an Olympic sport? That's going to be a question and difficult one to define. What is an Olympic sport? So therefore, this is a question, which I feel is very tricky and very difficult to say. When had Chanted going abroad? Did you feel the bond of first year, or you had taken decision of going sending players abroad? I'm not frustrated. I'm just I would have said disappointed that decision was taken because it was a lot of effort to get him something like that. I think that has to be understood, that it's not easy to organize these kind of things for players. It's not only me, but there are other people involved. You had to convince the club to give him a chance, and they were willing to give him a chance, give him a long-term contract. And that is not, there's no club waiting for an Indian player to come in and play for them, right? This is something, and therefore I will think twice, thrice before trying to do something for Indian footballers, because it's not, as I said, it's not easy. And I will, and I've had trials at Fortuna Düsseldorf for Nirmal Chetri, Godwin Franco, helped to get Rennery one with CSK Sofia. And therefore for me, that's something I'll have to see in future. And as Indian youth players progress in the technical abilities, I've started to understand technical differences of Indian players, things like ball control, first touch, can imagine frustration. Yeah, Abhijit, the problem is rather getting more than less. So that is, I think, the most important thing that I feel. I thought that we would get better, but at the moment it looks like we're having a lot of problems in improving. We're stuck somewhere. I don't know where we are stuck, and that is something which I feel is so important. And Amarjit, Kiam, and Komal, any difference? They're different positions, so I think you can't compare Komal Tuttle Amajit Kiam. They're two players. Sorry, this is wrong result. No, yeah, saved. I can't compare those kind of players. I mean, that's a difficult one. So therefore, for me, yeah, that's something which is there, right? All right, there is a review in the game. 2-2, just seconds to play in the third quarter. Free kick Germany. All right. These Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Video were too strong, easily doing clean and jerks. Like Charles, do you think they can be affecting World Football too? Nah. Again, you're comparing two different sports. In my opinion, it's a different thing. To compare, you can't compare, right? If you have that strength, you can't run, right? So therefore, that's something which I feel has to be different. According to you, how we can make a Jamal Musiala? Abhijit, we cannot. If we tomorrow say we want to make a Jamal Musiala, we want to make a, I don't know, we want to make a Pele, we want to make a Maradona, we want to make a Messi. These are generational talents. So Jamal Musiala you can't make. Jamal Musiala is a natural talent, right? So to me, that is something of a difference. So to me, to say that we want to make a player, you can't. It's not like putting, I don't know, a puzzle together and saying, I'm taking a little bit out of here, I'm taking a little bit out of there. I put it together, and then I have a player ready, right? That is something which I feel we need to be clear, and that will be very, 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 very difficult, to say the least, in my opinion, right? So that's the challenge I think we have when we say we want to create a player. If you ask me and said, listen, can we create a Cristiano Ronaldo? Potentially, yes. Potentially, Cristiano Ronaldo you can create, because Cristiano Ronaldo, because Cristiano Ronaldo has reached what he's reached because of hard work and dedication. Musiala is a once in a generation sort of talent from a German perspective. So therefore, that's the exception. So that's the reality. After living in Germany and seeing other countries, how do you rate India infrastructure? I think it can't be compared. India is X times bigger than Germany, so there are many, many more people. I don't think you can do that comparison, and that's unfair. All right, 2-2, 3 quarters played between Germany and India. So therefore, let's wait and see. Yeah, and let's hope for a last interesting quarter again. And Germany, as I said, Germany has had very tight games in this competition, very interesting games. So let's see. In the football, the USA is leading 1-0 against Germany in extra time. So let's see if Germany can come back in that one. So Germany trying to fight for 2 finals, one in the women's football and one in the hockey's men's. Let's see what happens. Interesting scenario at the moment. Let's see where do Sorry, the laptop. Just look. Yeah, it's back again. If a club asks you, give us a roadmap to create highly technical player, what would you suggest? Abhijit, it's not that simple. Oh, to give you that kind of a roadmap. I think that's a challenge where you would have to find a solution with the club, which would work for both sides. And to me, I would clearly say that one has to find means and ways, and to me is something. I would never say, when you create a plan for a club, it's more generic. It's not to, this technical thing. This is not my part also. It is for a technical director. It is the part of the coaches to work out a plan. I create the framework for them, or I would work to create the framework for them to do that. If you have talent but less money, you are a single sport country. If you have talent and lots of money, you're a multi-sports country. Africans good in athletic sense, also good in football, both sport acquaintance minimal. If that logic of yours work, then the Caribbean should be good in football, right? The Jamaicans, of course, Jamaica and Trinidad have played World Cups, but then they would be doing it on a regular basis, right? And I've seen Caribbean talent; it's exceptional. So therefore, yeah, that's the case. All right, penalty corner, Germany. After a video review, what's your take on football in Bangladesh? These events, they're backwards in cricket, hockey, and other sports. Do you think football will decline? Again, I don't know, Arijit, what the situation in Bangladesh is. I am the wrong person to ask. And football, they've improved a lot under Sheikh Hasina. One has to be honest about that. But again, I'm not someone that can talk about the political implications of wow, Weigand misses that one. On speaking on Bangladesh, I'm the wrong person to speak on that. Do you think Amarjit didn't reach Spur if we get chance like Chante where he plays him? Amarjit Kiam to compare with Chante is unfair, morally. He's not there, so therefore, no point in doing a comparison. Over the period of time, Pakistan Bangladesh reduces because morally, I'm not in Pakistan. I'm not in Bangladesh. I'm not in a position to make that judgment, right? I know other people will, but I'm not. To me, that is something you would have to ask people who know more about these countries. According to me, if we stop the clock and allow infinite substitute football, you'll help football. Do you agree? Abhijit, I think in certain parts, football most probably would be more like cricket, more like hockey. And that's, I think, the interesting part of the sport. I think it would be much more fun, as you say. But if you see football, I was while watching the Euros, I realized it's become much faster, much more physical than it would have been. It's less technical. It's about speed and trying to beat your players rather than the technical thing. So therefore, it might also be a danger from that part. But hey, that's the reality of where sports today sort of stands, right? That's where football stands, and yeah, let's wait and see. Right, 110th minute, Germany losing to the US in the women's football semi-final. So USA, little over 10 minutes to go to reach the semis. The final. And in the field hockey semi-finals, it's 2-2 with 12 minutes, a little over 12 minutes to play between. Weigand just missed a chance after another penalty corner, so that's a close one. Those of you who are new to the channel, might be watching now, might be watching later, please like, share, and subscribe. Again, those of you who haven't, again, the more of you like, the more people can join us, and that's something which I always say, 1,400, and let me just check 1,434. So thank you, all of those of you who follow the channel, who support the channel, and always great to see, and therefore, do that. And as I've said, started the series on the future of Indian football. Do support that series, and done 7 episodes, and trying to sort of get my thought processes across about what I think is important. Started with a general introduction, spoke about leadership, stakeholders, age fraud, sustainability, development, as well as grassroots. So that was the latest episode that I put online today. So therefore, any views are welcome. Middle Eastern countries didn't have strong presence in Olympics. I was surprised or not. Murali, we had this question a little while ago. No, I think they're going to try and develop and evolve in Olympic sports. Give the Middle Eastern countries some time. Will Arsene Wenger serving his implement? How will it impact him? Abhijit, Arsene Wenger, I think, has given some basic inputs. But to me, the problem with the inputs from Arsene Wenger, in my opinion, is, and to me is very, very simple. Because to me, does Arsene Wenger know enough to be able to give suggestions on Indian football? With all that he knows, how good Arsene Wenger is, and that is something which I feel is very important. Does he know enough about Indian football to be able to give us suggestions on Indian football? He will give you very generic ones. But Arsene Wenger is not going to be traveling around India and then looking, observing, and learning. It's more important the other coaches that FIFA is sending over to that FIFA AFF academy, other people with insights on football from a FIFA perspective, who can help India improve. I think that's the most important thing that we have. Right, Germany on a counter attack. Oh, good save by Shrijit. Oh. Penalty corner, Germany. Less than 10 minutes to play. Oh, or no? Wait and see. Christopher, we are trying to explain to the ref what he thinks, or is it? Let's see. Video review. Okay. Do you think population is an issue, and that's why we can't have world-class infrastructure in far countries? Other issues also exist. Right. Population can be advantaged. Can be an advantage, can be a disadvantage, in my opinion. So therefore, in certain things, it's an advantage for India because potentially you have a bigger talent pool. But again, then your pyramid has to be bigger that you can funnel out the best at the top, right? That is something, that is something which needs to be looked at, and that's the challenge that I think one has. And therefore, and of course, we've spoken about administration, other things. Yeah. His suggestion about offside and other rules, there are some good ones, some bad ones, but I think, again, his offside rule is something that most current playing footballers are against. So therefore, let's wait and see what it is. So still penalty review. So let's see what they say. On the other side, Germany still losing 0-1 to the US. 115th minute being played in the women's football semi-final, and it seems a penalty corner for Germany with less than 10 minutes to play. Important one for Shrijesh, sorry. So that's the reality. Counter for the US on the other side. In Indian hockey, players come from middle-class families, hence have good physique, but footballers mostly come from poor families. The Punjab footballers, maybe they have better physique. Footballers and hockey players come from the same rural belt. Oh, good save by the Indians. Oh. Germans want another penalty corner. Not going to get it. Going to get a normal hit in. Yes and no, because I know that there are, this mix of culture. But I think nutrition, even in middle class families, if you don't focus on sports, I don't think it'll be that good. So this is, So let's see. Why Germany dominates England so much is clinically fishing the most important topic in football schools in Germany. It's the same, I think, for Germany and for English. But I don't. Which one are you talking about, Abhijit? Which game are you talking about? If you could tell me. Counter attack by India. Germany get the ball, and we have 8 minutes and 30 to play. Counter attack by the Germans. Good play out on the wing. Free hit for the Germans inside the final third ball to the other side. Germany seems to be a little bit more active at the moment, a little fitter also. Nothing given. India trying to play out. Anything Indian rocket launch someone is going to go better towards India. Anything that is better compared to the world. See, these are all marquee projects. India has always been good in science. India has had very good scientists over the decades, centuries. So again, but the question is, are you taking care of what needs to be taken care of? And that is basics. When they will come, we'll see score, same score. Mano Marcus, that's far, far away. Sadly, I have to say that far, far away. Right? And I would like to see a different scoreline, but again, that is something which I say is always very interesting. But I don't see you. Yeah, I'm following the situation, but Arnav, I'm no one to comment on it. I don't know enough about the situation politically in Bangladesh to be able to comment on it. I know a lot of people are commenting on everything that they can, but as I always say, if I don't know about something, I can't judge the situation in Bangladesh. Sorry. Still 2-2. Less than 7 minutes to go in the final quarter. Germany 0-1 down to the US. 190th minute, free kick to Germany. Free kick Germany. Yeah, Germany looks a little better. CJ saving India till now. Yeah, very right, Manuel Marquez. I think Germany is looking like they can score, and that's 3-2 Germany. Yeah, that goal was coming. Germany putting a lot of pressure on India. Third one, was it Byland? Was it Rühr? India now has to fight back, and that's going to be a tough one. I think it's going to be a tough one now for India to fight back because Germany has been the better team in the last few minutes. Yeah, German score, as you say. It's a good goal into the final area, third, and then just puts his hockey stick in. Not with the head. 3-2 Germany. Srijesh ki tarif ki and goal ho gaya. Yeah. We call it commentator's curse, Manolo Marquez. China dominant force in hockey, surprise or they're just growing? Mule, I wouldn't know enough about China and their hockey program. Ooh. Germany just missed a chance to equalize in the 120 minutes in the women's football. Uppala, mistake by the Germans. Corner, USA. Germany dominated England most of the encounters. Big company had the claim to finish at the top and keep trying to call the score. And Germany way of playing there. That's why for score. Obviously, those days are gone. I think Germany is a very technical team these days. So that is something. Oh, good save by Danneberg as a keeper. Germany now maybe on the counter. Yeah, Germany opening up. 3 versus 3. Losing the ball. India needs to get forward now. With now less than 5 minutes to play. Meanwhile, it's the first minute of injury time in the. It's Germany versus USA in the women's football semi-final that I'm watching. So, Abhijit, to your question, the Americans trying to keep it in the German half in that game. It's quite difficult. I'm trying to watch two games at the same time. I think Germany's playing style has changed over the last 10 years due to, against, and Germany lose the women's game. The USA are in the final. A little unlucky there. Oh, counter-attacking chance for India can save that in defense. Yeah, they win. They lose the women's football semi-finals. So the USA are going to play for gold, Germany for bronze. India in attack, Germany trying to block. And Germany again on the counter. Want to take their time. Which are yeah, it's the women. So for me, in the women's, the USA are the best team. So they're 1-0 after extra. Germany lost 4-1 to the US in the group stage. So losing 4-1 and losing just 1-0 in extra time is okay. So that's Germany counter. 3.5 minutes to go. Ball to the outside. India need to get forward in the attack. Less than 3 minutes to play. Sorry, why is it not showing this? Sorry, that's the right banner. Yeah, Srijay showing. Should I go off as a keeper and then bring an extra field player? Might be a strategy for the last few minutes. Now Germany trying to control the ball, playing at the back. Looks like Germany. Oh, good ball forward. Foot. Free hit for Germany. And this experience, Germany, of course, have won the last World Cup. I think it was in Rourkela in India, right? If I'm not wrong, in hockey. So that's that. Oh, good turn. Yeah. You're gonna have to do something. Trying to get out of that situation. Chase goes off. So India putting that extra player on. Lovely turn. 2 minutes plus to play. Germans take the ball away from India. Again, foot. Yeah. And that was needed a fourth. That would have been it. Wait. What are you saying, the ref? Is he asking for a review? Yeah, that's a review. Germany leading 3-2. The story behind 2014 is a revamp after the 2000 Euros, I think, Abhijit. And the result was seen 14 years later, the revamp from then. Wasn't there a foot contact? Let's see. Yeah, clear foot contact. That should be penalty corner, Germany. Also, which country should I plan if I visit Germany? And then would there be a cost? Manolo, if you're not coming tomorrow, it's very difficult to say the cost because you never know. Cost going up, cost going down, but if you're coming to Germany again, Europe of course is Germany, Holland, Belgium, France. I think all of those are very, very potential countries, and that's going to be an interesting one. Okay, who's going to be now taking on that penalty corner? Germany. So I would say you've got flights, accommodation is something which you have to take care of. Yeah. So all of that, of course, nothing of that is cheap. So a few lakhs, I guess, would be calculated if you ask me. Right, penalty corner, Germany. 1 minute and 56 seconds to play. India without a keeper. Can Germany finish it off? No, they can't. Ball goes out. Payet couldn't score. The born Argentinian, now German national. Germany miss it. 1.5 minutes to go. And 1.5 minutes in hockey is a long, long time. A long, long time. So can India come back and get into extra time? Oh, that could be. Oops, Salah, the German player, misses the ball. 1 minute, 15 seconds. 75 seconds to play. India trying to get forward, but Germany. Now, this is an interesting one also in hockey. You try and not allow the opponent to move forward. India at the halfway line, now in the German half. India still with the ball. 45 seconds to play. Good down in the German D. India with a chance. Ooh, that just goes wide. That was a great chance for India. Clock winding down. 20 seconds to go. Germany have the ball. Germany will keep the ball, I guess. Scooping it forward. 9 seconds to go. 6, 3 Germans. Oh, in the D. Oh, that was a chance. And Germany are in the final of the Olympic hockey tournament. Was it Shamsher? I think it was Shamsher who had a chance 5 seconds before the end. So it's going to be a derby in the Olympic hockey gold match. The Netherlands versus Germany. India missed the chance to get into the final. Germany take revenge for the 3-2 loss in Tokyo when India beat them to win the bronze. And I think Shamsher with the last chance, free hit and over, and Dannenberg most probably would have had his hand in there. And that's the charm of the game. And India's down, and I said it's going to be a close one, and my gut feeling was that Germany is going to win a close one, as they did against Argentina in the last round. Manolo Marquez, yes, India lose. India only have themselves. I don't agree on that, Manolo. I think if you look at the 60 minutes, I think if one is honest, and I don't know how many people will be honest. I know that I stretch this honesty topic quite a bit. But if people are honest about it, then I would say then Germany deserved it a little bit more than India to win and reach the Olympic gold match in field hockey. Close one. India will not add a gold medal to their record tally, and close one, very, very close one. But if you ask me honestly, what happened there? Sorry. If you ask me, when you arrange an Indian football to give trial or contract in your region, it happens also out of goodwill of India who stay there involved. When India diss them, there is a loss of goodwill. To me, there are few Indians who work in professional football in Europe. And those guys have tried it. Ashish Negi from Khel Now has said he's tried it. I've tried it multiple times. And to me, I would only do it if I'm sure that the player is convinced to be willing to play in Europe. Even this summer, I've been approached by certain players, certain people, and I've turned it down because I know that the players will not go because the salaries that they're demanding they will never get in Europe. So, yeah. With last chance, India could have equalized and sports sometimes deserve team and all. I agree, Manolo, but again, in this match, I will say 60 minutes. If you look at it, again, I'd say Germany deserved it a little bit more than India. They looked the better team towards the end. They looked a fitter team towards the end. And therefore, yeah, that's it. Close one, but a great game of hockey. If we watch it together, great fun, guys. That's the end today. Spoke, congratulations. Yeah, Moinok, I would have had congratulations anyway, right? So that's sports. Very close one, but like to end over here and head now to dinner. It's 8:42, a little later than usual. Those of you who might be watching it afterwards, hope you liked it, as well as those who were here. Please like, share, and subscribe as always. 1,434. So let's grow the community. As I said, doing those regular videos on Indian football as well. Do watch them. And and I'll be back tomorrow evening with another live. Then a little bit more focus on football, but tonight is a special evening. Again, my two countries, Germany versus India. It rarely happens in sports, but tonight it happened. Germany beat India 3-2 in a thrilling game. I mean, if you haven't watched it, do watch it. That was quality hockey from both sides. But as I've said, in the end, I thought Germany was just a little better than India and deserved to go to the final. But great game of hockey. Do watch the sports and let's support India for the third match playoff that India is going to play. So therefore, that's it. All right. Good night, everyone. And I'll be back tomorrow with another live. Keep watching Arun Foot.